I'm Liz Bohan with the DEPDC at TCAL through Texas A&M. A quick note, I'm not with Northstar, but I do support adult education at the state level with professional development like this. That said, Northstar is one of my favorite programs to train. It can be life-changing for staff and students to build solid digital literacy foundation. Our goal today is to introduce or reintroduce you to Northstar's online learning platform. Texas Workforce Commission has already paid for this resource, so it's ready to use and supports adult learners in building essential digital skills. Let's explore these 5 areas in our presentation today. Inside Northstar itself, you'll find professional development resources like quick start guides, tutorials, and the manual. I'll go beyond those today, but you'll be able to return to them later. Think of Northstar as a fire hose of resources. I'll hand you a few buckets you can dip into as needed. Many of us in adult education don't have the time to add yet another program, but digital literacy is no longer an option. Enter Northstar. Built for job seekers lacking digital skills, Northstar helps learners succeed in work and daily life. Anyone can take an assessment online, but only at an approved site like yours can they earn a certificate for passing. This is the login page for Northstar Online Learning. Sometimes it's abbreviated NSOL. Let's bring prior knowledge forward. What's already in your digital literacy bucket, and has anyone used Northstar? Where does it fit or clash with your reality? Think about what you can carry back to your students. Northstar is mobile friendly and works in class or independently. Programs often start with the most requested modules like email, information literacy, and career searches, seen here with yellow arrows. Imaged here is the student view. For students, it's intuitive. They log in, toggle class versus independent, take an assessment, and complete self-paced lessons. Northstar offers a total of 17 assessments, each with online lessons for independent practice. Progress is even shown by rings filled in with color, and students can practice in lessons before taking the next assessment. Many of these are also available in Spanish. Here's the staff view. It shows the same 17 assessments as students see, but each link opens a new window with up to 8 ready-to-use curriculum lesson plans. Again, many of these are also available in Spanish. These are easy enough that even a first-year teacher could use them. So for staff, Northstar offers this optional ready-to-use curriculum to help bring your students forward if their self-paced assessments and companion lessons aren't supporting them enough. It also includes reporting tools, performance charts, digital badges, and certificates. It's easy to adopt. Any staff member can add a student individually with invite or in bulk with the 2+ icon using a CSV template provided by the Northstar system. Remind your students that they're going to get a Northstar email. And another tip, have students check that email for the login before 48 hours have passed to avoid any system login errors. Also, when setting up a learner account, pick a language, English or Spanish. Consider including Teams or RISE number as part of the student's name. And I suggest you add tags. More about those tags. In the Learner tab, staff can create tags like a class number to quickly identify students. Tags can be added in bulk and applied to new profiles or added later to an existing account. Here's an assessment overview. Students can take formal assessments to earn badges or a proctored certificate. This boosts motivation and confidence. In the student view, they can choose to practice or see the standard that they're working on, even track their own work history. More about certificates and proctoring. To issue certificates, programs need proctors. Training is available on your Northstar home screen with a quick 5-minute refresher video inside of the Northstar Resource tab. Before we dive into reports and integration, let's pause. What questions, comments, or goals do you have so we can keep this session relevant to your needs? Later in the session, you'll have access to a Padlet. Please add your question, comments, or thoughts on that Padlet. Literacy Minnesota added a key feature for Texas adult education. Students and staff can use Northstar either in or out of class. Train your students to answer this log-on prompt correctly. Yes equals direct time. No equals proxy time. Make sure that your monthly reports are accurate and refer back to your data compliance specialist inside your own program or ask us on our Padlet if you have more questions about proxy time and direct time. Proxy reports are easily pulled under the Learner tab, then go to View Usage Amounts. Notice you can sort by tag to ensure easy transfer into the database like Teams or Rise. On the teacher side, inside of the admin portal, you can find reporting tools for instructors and administrators alike to help track progress. Each of these tools offer useful information on students, even whole group performance. We've seen that programs tend to pick one of two models for integration: staff-led computer lab class or an integration digital skill class into something like a GED or ESL to reinforce digital literacy alongside core instruction. The integrated approach can have its own professional development workshop, or oftentimes teachers will work with one another towards a meaningful understanding of how they use Northstar within their own program to support the digital literacy content standards. Here's a few ways other programs are working to onboard and take this digital literacy assessment forward. More on the second model, where it's an instructor-led curriculum. Each of these bullet points outline what the instructor could bring into the classroom, including those detailed lesson plans. You could have it remote or in-person setting. Also, the curriculum is very interactive and learner-centered. It's quite robust. Then you have ideas for GED integration. If you're working in math, you might go to the spreadsheet section of Northstar and talk to them about how you could use it for graphing or data analysis, or use the formulas. If you're in language arts for GED, every student has to use a computer and type their essay. This could give them some practice if they're inside of Northstar working on the word processing aspects of it. If you're in social studies, most likely they'll need to understand basic internet searching or information literacy, which are both offered in Northstar. In science, you might want to look at technology basics and get some ideas for tools and simulations that could be used across the internet, but maybe they don't have the digital skill yet to be able to access those. Just a few ideas to get you started percolating on it. You can try some of these with English language learners as they're finding ways to have practical digital skills to make those lessons engaging and relevant. Options include ideas for listening and speaking, email writing practice, internet search skills, typing and writing, virtual collaboration. I'll pause just a moment and let you read some of those. And then also there's a concept of weekly digital literacy labs where it's just one dedicated class on Northstar and you go through the modules together. You could allow students to choose their modules. You could facilitate it as guided practice. Do keep in mind though that the measurable skill gain is still achieved within GED or ESL. There's not currently a separate one for digital literacy. So make sure to contextualize the practice during any kind of classroom activity. Require students to submit assignments maybe, or use collaborative tools. That's another way to get some of these digital skills into the classroom. So let's shift from the demonstration to the hands-on. You'll explore Northstar through guided activities and a Padlet discussion. We'll regroup and wrap up before the end of the whole professional development and potentially take a survey. If you are taking this asynchronously and I am not actually here training you, please pause, pull up these slides from the website, and go to slide number 22 for the choice board activity, and then come back to the video and hit resume for the last few moments for wrap up. Directions on the activities. So pick an activity by clicking on the Stick It note. It's a hyperlink, and follow the directions on that selected activity. Respond to the discussion prompt inside of the Padlet, and then return back to the quote home and pick another activity and keep repeating as your time allows. This is slide 22. If you are asynchronous, please pause now. Make sure you pull up the actual slide, not the video. The video doesn't have a hyperlink. Pull up the slides and you can click on each of these to work on the resource. And there is a hyperlink to Padlet inside of each of these. You'll be able to access Padlet that way. For those of you in person, we're going to keep going forward and do as many of these as possible, going back onto Padlet as needed. Make sure and look at Padlet at the end of the session and read through and perhaps reply or comment to some of your fellow adult educators' ideas and information. Coming back now, a note that there is more than one program out there to help students learn about digital literacy. These are all free programs, and this flow chart can help you match the students to the right free program. DART is available for those English language learners who are reading at a level 4th grade or below. Northstar starts about 4th grade and up. And then there are Google Applied Digital Skills for those who have higher reading as well as higher digital skills, something you can move students towards after they pass Northstar. Do you think this chart might help you decide which program to recommend based on an intake reading score? If so, please utilize and share. Finally, remember you're not alone. The DEPDC Center is open 7 days a week from 7 in the morning till 10 at night to help with learner accounts, admin permissions, program data, even help a student inside of Zoom support. That support is available to instructors, your support staff, and the learners. If something isn't clicking, you've got backup. Let's wrap up here for final questions and thoughts to update any kind of evaluation you might need for this training. What's your initial reaction? Do you see pieces of Northstar fitting into your current setup? What would you need to feel ready? Who would really benefit from this? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to add them to the Padlet. What has stood out or sparked a question so far? Lastly, together we can make digital literacy part of every learner's success story. Let's stay connected as you draft that next chapter in Texas digital literacy.